All right, BD family, hope everyone is doing well out there. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. Well, if this is your first time joining us, welcome. I'm Jason there on the left, and we're always lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at BD. David, thank you for taking the time to join us in the webinar today.
Absolutely. So glad to be back with everybody for another webinar. We've got a great tip of the week. Some of you are already familiar with it, but really excited to show off the potential with something new here.
Absolutely, yep. And spoiler alert, it is the new BD Helpbot. I'm personally excited about it. I'm using it on a daily basis right now. But we'll introduce it to you guys and show you how to kind of get some tips and tricks for using it on your sites. We are streaming live on YouTube, so our friends and family out in YouTube land, thanks for joining us. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I highly recommend doing it. You can do it right now. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube. You'll get notified as soon as we upload the webinar replays, tips of the week, any new tutorial videos, and more. And one of the benefits, as we always mention, for streaming live on YouTube is the replay video is instantly available, and we will be posting that shortly in the Facebook group. So we also invite you to join us there. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook and click on that blue join button. All are welcome, and the conversations in there are just getting better and better each and every week and every month. So we definitely invite you to join and also participate, ask questions, ask for help, share your site, whatever you feel like doing in there. It's a really positive group there. And we do see a few new names and faces out there. Lavinia, welcome to the webinar. I haven't seen your name. Maybe you have joined us before, but just a little bit about Webinar Wednesday for those of you tuning in for the first time. Week after week, we're pushing new features into the Brilliant Directories platform. And Webinar Wednesday is not only a chance for us to kind of get in touch with you guys in one-to-one, but share some of these updates and provide you with some actionable steps to help grow your community with some of these newer features that are built into the platform. So oftentimes we'll cover topics such as increasing traffic, identifying revenue opportunities, improving your website's navigation. So if you have questions or comments about your site on any of these topics or anything else, please save them. We should have enough time in this webinar to get to the majority of all the questions. All right, and we have a few lab updates there. We were trying to throw in some emojis. Looks like we repeated that robot twice. No worries. I'll breeze through this list here, just give you guys some of the lab updates before we head on over to the tip of the week. At the top of the list, emails. We're all familiar with that unsubscribe link that's included when you send your members emails. Now when people click on that unsubscribe link and are taken to the unsubscribe page, it will autofill with the email address. It's based on the email that's going to be passed in the URL with that link. And also in another upcoming update, we're going to give you the option in your email templates for each email template if you want that unsubscribe link on and off. Sometimes for transactional emails like invoice receipts and things like that, you kind of don't want people to unsubscribe in those cases, but for other emails, you'll be able to keep it on or off just for best practices. This next one here is related to design and more so in the text editor. I'm going to dive in there and just show you some of the new style options available in the text editor and also mention a couple things to come. So let's go into the admin area together and we can go to the web page builder and we'll just create a new page here. And the three new design elements in this update are related to images, tables, and table cells. So while we're doing this, why don't we just load in a table here with 3 table cells, and I'll throw in a couple images here. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we'll start with the images. Right now, if you click on images, you have this star here. When you see the star, that usually means like custom styling you can add to the element in the editor. So we always had the ability to have a square, rounded, or circle shape for images. To get the true circle shape, you want to make sure you're starting with a square image rather than a rectangle. But now you have a couple options here that should be helpful. Enlarge on hover or shrink on hover. So if you turn your images into a link, like a clickable link, adding a link to it, and you also want to give it a little bit of a hover effect, kind of a slight enlargement when it's hovered, or shrink depending on what you want, you can click one of these and it will do that. And also more granular control if you want to hide a particular image on mobile, tablet, desktop, or any combination of the 3. So those are pretty exciting there. And in the table cell and table, so at the top here we have table cell options here. So this is the star one for the cell. Over here now we have hide on mobile, hide on tablet, and hide on desktop. So again, you can use none of them or any combination of them if you're trying to get a certain aesthetic on a specific device. And then lastly, also in the same pop-up for the table here, the bottom one, hide on mobile, hide on tablet, and hide on desktop. So again, if you want to hide the entire table on a mobile device because you want to use maybe an alternate table on a mobile device, you now have the ability to do so. And again, using any combination of them. In addition to that, you can highlight cells now. Actually, I think you could have, but there wasn't a visual guide to show you. And you can add a background color to all of them if you wanted to do so very quickly. This is the background color for an individual cell. However, we will be adding a background color for the entire table, so you don't have to highlight all the cells. You'll be able to just add a background color to the table itself. And then lastly, there is an option for the tables. I'll show you how this works. Let me just switch this back to red, and let me delete these images. I'm going to do a little tips and trick here with here. So we had a table with 3 cells in it, and in each table, I'm going to add a 1-by-1 additional table. And I'll show you what's going to happen here in this one. Okay, let's get rid of that space. Okay, we'll fix that in a second. But now also in the table class, you have the option to turn it into a content box design. And what that content box design does, I'll show you in just a moment, is it makes the content, it makes it look, let me just do this, it makes it look like the rest of the content boxes on your website. And I'll show you what I'm referring to. So let me just do table example here. And we'll go to view page. So we can see these boxes here. They look like regular boxes. Let me also get rid of the background color here. And let's also go to your design settings and let's change up the look of the site. What those content boxes are, it might not seem helpful right now, but in your design settings, you have these content box design. It has a background, a border color, font color, etc., and a corner shape. So if you needed to add more of this style of box around your site, you can now do so with that. And if we change the color set to something a bit more drastic, let's do the Angie's. Let's do a dark color together here. We can do we'll do a black color here, flyover, and we'll go ahead and save this as well. Let's see what that looks like. So we can see here, actually it's hard to see here, but you can see here now we have the content boxes, and these are the same style of content boxes that we have here in the sidebar. That actually wasn't the best example, but you can see there's a small variation here. So I don't want to belabor the point, but now you can emulate these content boxes onto page contents. Also coming soon, we're going to add for your button links some more animations. So on the hover of maybe on a landing page, you have a button, you'll be able to do a rattle effect, an enlarge or shrink effect, and also adding a shadow effect on hover. So if you wanted to kind of make the buttons a little more clickbaity or a little razzle dazzle, you'll be able to do that soon as well. All right, moving on here, we're going to move to the admin area to the search members page. There is a new look to the search members page, very subtle. It's easier to copy your member data as well as view that data. We can go here to search members. And you'll notice here, if I scroll down, well, we have examples here. You'll notice if you go to your site, you now can see their full name. Let me go somewhere. Let me go to the last here. These are all test ones. They don't have a lot of stuff. Here we go. This is a better representation. So we can see that their name is here. It represents an individual, right? A listing can be an individual or company representation. Here we can see the company name. These will be inversed if it's a company versus an individual. And also we can copy this very quickly. So it's copied to clipboard. I have Thomas's name now. On the webinars, we hide the email address, but if the email address is there, we have it. We can copy the phone number, the company name, their address, and so forth. And we'll be making a few more smaller improvements to this page as well. but now you have an easier way to copy data. And over the next couple months, we'll be making not overhauls, but small convenience changes, quality of life updates into the admin area to just make things a bit more intuitive, allowing you to work a lot faster and also navigating between the admin pages a lot quicker as well. All right, next here, this is actually spoiler part of the tip of the week, but the BD Helpbot is released and it's available to everybody. It is empowered with ChatGPT-4. It does have some guardrails to lean towards assisting you with your BD website, but it can provide you with marketing tips, copywriting, coding examples, PHP, CSS, and more. So it can be a real good assistant for you, and we'll cover that just a bit more in the tip of the week. Also, a lot more speed optimizations were released into the platform and will continue doing so. All right, coming soon. These are on the cusp of being released. Top one of the list, SEO, the ability to customize the file names and alt tags of your post images and albums. For older SEO, it was good practice to optimize images. It's kind of helpful now to an extent. Google now reads the content around on pages about what those images are, but a lot of screen readers rely on images to have alt tags or ARIA attributes, so this will help with that. Also, in the text editor, you have theme colors, you have button colors that you've selected for your site. In the color pickers of the text editor, you're going to have access to those colors so you don't have to copy and paste the color hex code each and every time. We're going to start, because there's limited space, the button colors, the header main menu colors, the website background, and font colors. So there's going to be about 9 colors from your design settings, key colors, that are going to be available in your color pickers, so you don't have to worry about copying and pasting these color codes anymore. Also, this has been on the cusp. It's going through a big QA. It's just a little more comprehensive. The ability to schedule automatic smart list syncing. So if you create segmented smart lists like your California members that are inactive, and that's a dynamic smart list, and you're sending those people to like a MailChimp or somewhere else with the webhook, you can schedule this to happen every minute, every hour, or every day. So because the smart lists are dynamic, people leave and enter the smart list based on matching the filters of that smart list. This will allow you to send updated data to your third-party platforms. Also, we are exploring and looking at adding stock photos directly into the text editor and around the admin area. So if you're looking for a hero image for your homepage or a landing page, you don't necessarily need to go elsewhere to find a stock photo. This should help you design your site a lot quicker. And then later we'll explore adding it into when you're doing blog creation on the front end of your site. If you're writing a blog, having access to that kind of stuff. So we're working to help you guys design your sites a lot quicker and a bit more efficiently. Also, this is a fun one. It's related to the Insta-Load search results. The Insta-Load search results allow people to come to your search results page, and instead of going to page 1, page 2, page 3, they just click the button to load more. There's going to be a setting where instead of them clicking the button when they reach the bottom of the page, you can choose this for your site if you want. It will automatically, after 2 seconds, go ahead and load more results automatically. I can show you what that's going to be like once it's released. Let's go to Search Members page here. I have it kind of working on this test site. So here we have some members. If I scroll down, we'll see this button to load more results. See, I didn't click anything, and it gave me more results. And it'll just keep going and keep going. We're working out a few more kinks. It's going to be nice, smooth, and sleek, but this is going to be highly effective on mobile, and there'll be an option to only do that on mobile if you choose. With that, again, more speed and security updates. We're going to really focus on quality of life features over the next couple months, so look out for some of those. And a big thank you to the community. We'll take a question or two before we move on to the tip of the week related to these new features or what's coming soon. If you have a comment or question about these, feel free to raise your hand, and we can take 1 or 2 of those. Okay, I see Tim and Stephen. You got your hands up. Stephen, I'll go with you first. Let me unmute your mic. How you doing, Stephen?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah,
good.
It's a quick question. On the smart list implementation, are you able to do smart lists where it's not dynamic? Do you have that option? So, for example, if I want to select all the California, but only those members, I don't want other members who are going to join a day later to that list. Are you able to do that or no?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. It's still dynamic, but what you can do is put guardrails here. I'll mute your mic. There's a little background noise. That's a good question. So what you can do is create your California smart list, so California members, and then also put some guardrails for the join date. So the join date is just, the month of August. And obviously no one's going to join after the time has already passed. So in that sense, you're locking it to be a static list based on the join date. So in that sense, yep, you can have California members who only joined at a certain time, and no one's going to be able to move in and out of that list because the join date doesn't change. That is a solid and static number. So good question there. All right, Tim, let's move on to you here.
Hey, Jason, great stuff as always.
Thank you. Keeping us busy over here.
That's our goal. Yeah, quick question on the Helpbot. I've been really sort of struggling with the webhooks, because all the webhooks go send data out, but none of them bring anything in. And so I'm like, okay, I guess I got to do the API. Well, that's like really hard on the head. So I'm wondering, will the Helpbot help us out with setting up API and bringing data in?
Sure, and you're referring to doing that not using tools like Zapier and Pabbly, right?
Yeah, not a huge Zapier fan. I have all kinds of other automation type things, but Zapier and Pabbly, of course, are the only two that have brilliant directories properly.
So now you bring up a really good point. So we've loaded up the Helpbot with kind of all the documentation from our support center, and it's still kind of learning certain things. So over time we're going to be improving it, and I think we're going to choose like certain things at a time, like PHP functions the platform supports. We don't really have that well documented. We're going to crowdsource from our developers, third-party developers, what they think would be useful. And I think over time, and the API is a huge one, providing at least the endpoints and some practical documentation that could be referenced from the Helpbot. Right now, even myself, I don't know how to use the API unless I'm using a third party like Zapier and Pabbly, because that does require a little bit of development know-how. But yeah, we'll be well documenting more aspects of the software now that we have the Helpbot. It's actually a great motivator for us, because it's giving us a reason and a purpose to really focus on our documentation and making it even more thorough than it is right now.
Okay, awesome. Any time frame on? I know you guys always work as fast as you can, but
if you have specific questions, I would refer to the support team if you're getting stuck on that, or ask in the Facebook group as well. We're going to have a Q&A after we do the tip of the week, so maybe we can just put your question into the chatbot and see what answer it's giving and what it's fuzzy on, or it's incorrect or inaccurate on. And then we can that's what we're going to do, is we're going to review chats that people are having with it, and it's giving hazy answers, and that's what we're going to want to strengthen those types of responses.
Gotcha. My question might not be too good. It's more like, how the hell do you do this?
We're gonna cover that in the tip of the week.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Right, thanks. Cheers. All right, Stephen, I see your hand up there. Please save it. We'll move on to the tip of the week, and we'll take more questions right after that. And with that, yeah, there's no surprise here. We'll be talking about how to utilize the new BD Helpbot. David put together some slides here to kind of help us out and navigate what this thing can and can't do, and the expectations, and also where you can find it in the system. So David, if it's okay with you, I can pass over the reins, and you can kind of lead us through this week's tip of the week.
Absolutely. Very exciting stuff here. So yeah, it's essentially a new line of support for everybody with a BD site. You can access it in a few different areas, depending on what you might be working on at the time. So directly in the support center, there's an icon in the bottom right of your screen. That's the Brilliant Directories light bulb. If you click that, it'll open up the chatbot window. So you can access it while you're in the support center. Also, while you're working on your website, while you're logged into the admin area, you'll see that same BD light bulb in the bottom right corner of your screen. You can click on that again to open up the chat window, so you can access it while you're working on your site. And then also, if you happen to be within your account dashboard, you won't see the BD light bulb in the bottom right corner. Instead, at the top, there's a link, a button that says BD Helpbot, and that will open up the chat window with the Helpbot. And before we dive into a bit more information about exactly how it all works and some use cases, we wanted to give you some tips on how you can get the most out of it. So the first thing is the source material of the chatbot. What information does it have access to? So it prioritizes the Brilliant Directories support documents, all of which can be found in the Support Center. It also prioritizes the articles that we have in our blog. If you haven't checked out the blog yet, tons of additional information in there, mostly marketing and strategy related. You'll find the replays of these webinars and the tips of the week in there. So it prioritizes those two resources, but it also has access to the internet in general. So if you wanted to use it to conduct research, to generate content, anything like that, you can use it for those purposes as well, but it does prioritize the BD support documents and our blog articles. Account details, it doesn't have access to your account information. So if you had a billing question or something related to your account itself, you'll still want to reach out to the support team directly, either by submitting a support ticket or emailing support@brilliantdirectories.com. So you won't want to use the chatbot for any account-related questions. Also keep in mind, it is still in beta mode. So it's still learning, we're still refining things. So still use it. It's a great first line of support if you want to get an answer real quick. You don't want to look through the support center yourself. Still try to use the chatbot. You'll probably get some good responses and answers from it. But if it doesn't provide a totally accurate answer, you may still want to reach out to the support team in that case. But we are working on constantly refining it, and there's also an option where you can mark responses as helpful or not helpful. So if a response isn't helpful, you can mark it as not helpful, and our team will take a look and work on further refining the responses that the bot can provide. Also, garbage in, garbage out. Some of you may be familiar with this phrase, but basically what we put into the chatbot is what we're going to get out. So we want to be as clear and concise and also thorough as possible. The more context we can provide in the questions that we're asking to the chatbot, the better the responses will be that it will provide. So that's definitely probably the most important thing to keep in mind, is be as clear as possible and provide as much context and information as you can so it knows exactly what you're asking and exactly what you want. Coding and development. So far right now, it doesn't have access to BD's source code. So if you're asking for code modifications, for specific elements on your BD website, you're probably, for right now, not going to get accurate answers. It might provide some more conceptual or abstract responses. So we're working on that, but keep in mind right now it doesn't have access to the BD website source code. And then also, like I mentioned, this is using ChatGPT-4, and you've basically got full access to it. So you can really ask it anything. You don't need to use it exclusively for support for your BD site. You can ask it marketing related questions, questions about business strategy for membership or directory websites. Maybe you have a customer coming to you with a complaint or who's upset, and you want to ask the chatbot for some email templates that it can provide you with that. Maybe you still want to modify them a bit, but that'll help get you started in crafting a good response to an upset member. You can also ask it to generate content, articles, social media posts, things like that. So the possibilities really are endless with this. It's a great first line of defense, sort of. If you have a question regarding your BD site and you want to get some support, definitely ask it. It has a lot of information, but keep in mind it is still in beta, so there may be times where you'll still want to reach out to the BD support team. And then also one other thing, if you're noticing some visual errors on your website, the chatbot, it can't look at your website, so it can't visually identify what might be going on. So again, there's certain circumstances where you're still going to want to reach out to the support team with some questions.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this is that we're able to provide ChatGPT-4 to BD customers all around the world. We've had some customers on other continents, like in Africa, and we have customers in Kenya and other areas. They can't access ChatGPT or set up an account, so this this is really huge. We're being able to deliver that to you guys there. Yeah, and then we are training it on the BD source code. So later when you ask it, say you want to do something on your profile page, if you can identify what that item is, it will give you more reliable answers on what to do on your site to help you out with those things. But moving on here, I'll still pass it over to you, David, because these are pretty good for use cases. Plus, there's tons more that we can cover as well.
Yeah, these are basically just the primary use cases of the chatbot. So like we mentioned for support, if you want to get some quick answers to some basic questions that you have while working on your website, instead of having to search through the support center for a specific document that might provide the answer, you can just dive right on into the chat with the Helpbot and see if it can provide you the answer in less than a minute. Content creation, again, it's using ChatGPT 4, so you can utilize the Helpbot to write you articles, social media posts. Again, if you have some emails going back and forth with some customers, or maybe you want to reach out to some social media influencers or affiliates, you can utilize the Helpbot to generate some content for you. Also, development, this is a bit more advanced. You really have to be pretty specific in terms of your inputs with for what you're asking the chatbot to provide you with, but it can generate a bunch of different code, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, based on what you're looking to use it for. And then also research, again, just using it as ChatGPT. It doesn't have to be something specific to your website. You can ask it really anything. It does have access to other online resources, not just the BD support resources. And so here we just have some specific use case examples. You'll probably come across a lot more use cases as you're working on your website. Questions come to mind. But for some support specific use cases, how can I add a logo to my website? How do I display my membership plan side by side on my pricing page? Can I provide a member with analytics that tell them how many times their profile has been viewed? So again, just some real specific questions, also some that are a little more broad, asking questions regarding a website add-on, the analytics there. Also, content creation. You can ask it to write an article for what consumers should consider when they're hiring an attorney, if you have a directory of lawyers and attorneys. You can ask it to write a listicle for top 10 if you have city guide, that might showcase some local businesses in there. You can throw those into the listicle that it provides you with. You can also ask it to write a short and engaging social media post for a Los Angeles travel guide website. It doesn't really have to be anything specific. It'll still provide you with some ideas that you can ask follow-up questions on, or that you can flesh out yourself. And then also some of the possible development type questions that you can ask is to provide code that you can copy and paste for a Bootstrap carousel slideshow. Many of you know that Brilliant Directories utilizes the Bootstrap framework. So if you want to ask for some Bootstrap snippets, it can provide you with those. How can I add a shadow to an element using CSS? If you know where to add that CSS, you can ask it for specific CSS that you can copy and paste. And also one that's a bit more high level, we were actually playing around with it earlier today. Provide a JavaScript snippet that activates specific tabs on a web page when the page loads based on the hash in the URL. So a little more high level. Again, the development questions really depend on how specific and how much context you can provide the Helpbot with, so that it can provide you with the best answer possible.
All right, let's check out where this thing is on the site. We've hyped it up enough. In general, it is honestly, it is a good tool here. So here we are in the BD Support Center. So this is available to all. It's a public site, support site. And of course, there's the normal search here. So if we could search for SEO here, this kind of searches all the articles available in the support center. But if we go to the bot here, let me clear this out and say, give me some SEO tips or best SEO videos. Let's see what it gives us. Let's see, here are some articles related. So we have articles in our blog with videos in them. From time to time, it'll give like a phantom link, we've noticed, but most of the time it is relatively reliable. Here we go, 5 ways to motivate and ensure your members complete their listings. So it is going to find things like that. Tips to reduce churn rate. And let's see what it comes up with. So not only can we ask it support related questions, but it's really an assistant for you while you're working on your BD website. So it's given us some bullet points here, talking about exit surveys, improving retention, and then it's also suggesting another article here, and this is bringing us to the Brilliant Directories blog to the reduce churn. We can also ask it things like, I'm logged out of the admin. Let's see what it gives us there. No worries, here to log back in. So this is where it can kind of be, before you email the support team and have to wait for a reply, you may want to just ping this first and see if it's providing a reliable answer that you can focus on, and it's giving us instructions here. The other place you'll find this is in the admin area. Let's go there together. Let's start at the dashboard here. But here we can ask it things like, where do I set up a 301 redirect? And again, it's trained on the documentation. Again, because this is out in the wild now and it's live, it's going to encourage our team to make sure that our documentation is more thorough. And one area I saw we can improve is we have a lot of granular settings in the admin area. So we're going to work on providing better documentation on that so this bot is trained better on it and can provide better answers for you guys. So here we can see it's kind of directed us on how to get to the 301 redirects. We go to the developer hub, etc. And then also what's nice is if there is an article on the topic that you're chatting about, it will attempt to provide a link to that article. Also, I didn't mention, our support center got a small facelift. Articles will now have a table of contents included on the left-hand side here. We actually used ChatGPT to dynamically create table of contents based on the subheadings within articles, as opposed to our team going article to article to create a table of contents. With that said, our team over the next couple months is going to be going through our articles and making sure we have proper subheadings on these article pages. So when you do reach a support article that might be a little long, it will at least have a table of contents so you can quickly toggle to different areas of the documentation. Again, empowering you to work on the software a bit quicker, find answers a bit quicker as well. Let's ask it some marketing ideas. Let's clear this out and have some fun. So context is key. You can't just say my website is 411.com, write an article. You can say though, I have a directory website about lawyers in San Diego who help, I don't know, tax law. Write 3 article topics for my blog. Excuse my spelling here, guys. So this is where it gets fun. So, okay, write 3 article topics for my blog. Again, this right in your admin area is here. And then you could say for number 1, let's see, top 10 tax law lawyers in San Diego. For number 1, write an article outline. Okay, let's see what it's going to do. Okay, so it's going to start writing an article outline. And then I'm going to just ask it to write the article. So this is key here. So write article on that, and then say use headings, end article with CTA if you are a San Diego lawyer to join our site or need a lawyer, search our site. So, I mean, I'm doing this quickly, but the more literal you are with what you're wanted to do for you, the better it's going to be. And even this could be improved, but we could see here it's writing an article with some subheadings. That was a quick one. You can give it like 500 words. I don't think it'll do 5,000 words. There is some limit here. And here at the end, it says, if you're a tax law attorney in San Diego. So again, as far as a starting point, this can help create more templates for you a bit quicker. And if you have some prompts saved, we'll probably cover prompts in another webinar, but if you have some prompts saved so it knows all the upfront information and all you have to do is change the topic of what you want that output to be for, again, you can work a lot quicker with this. And then lastly, you know, you can, if you want to do like design or development stuff, move my logo 10 pixels to the left. Let's see what it does for this. Looks like let me just refresh this. Okay. If you get that notice, it might mean you reached the limit for that conversation. You just hit the refresh button here. Move logo 10 pixels to the left. And this is a very simple request. So here, this is actually, let's move 10 pixels to the left. So it's doing it. This is correct. And it tells you where to place this code. It's actually correct. Design settings, custom CSS, et cetera, et cetera. So what I've been using it for, and Ryan, you're on this webinar here, is we've been asking it to create JavaScript and jQuery to do some pretty complex things. We start with a baseline of what we want it to do. We put it on the site, and then we correct it with the additional rules that we want to add into it. And it's helping develop things a lot quicker, or at least to review the code for errors and things like that as well. And then the last place you can see this, if you go to manage websites, you'll see the BD Helpbot here. And we have here, and it also continues the conversation that we were having with it from when we were on a specific website here. So I guess it's self-explanatory what it can do. We're going to be working on improving it over time. Right now, it's pretty powerful, and it's only going to get better. So with that, what we can do is we can move on to the Q&A session of the webinar. We can help you guys with your website. We can answer any questions about things we've covered here. Feel free to raise your hand. We have ample time. We have ample time to get to as many questions as you guys have, it seems. All right, Stephen, let me get you here.
Yeah, really great work. Thanks for doing all that with the bot and everything you're doing. I have one question though. For one of the projects that you said you're working on, just to get a sense of the timeline, not rushing you guys, but
Yeah.
you said that you were working on like overhauling the email system where you send out email campaigns. Is that something that's still on the watch list, or is it further down? Or
it is 100% on the watch list, and I'll be honest with you, we have a self-imposed goal to have that ready by Black Friday, if not sooner. Hopefully in the month of, I guess we're in the middle of September, so I don't want to overpromise. Let's say realistically in October. It is a more complicated part. It's kind of been held up for a couple months, but in the meantime, we've been pushing some other good stuff. But I appreciate you reminding us about it. It gives us a good kick in the butt to revisit that and make sure we take that one to the finish line. It's going to add a lot of value. I know that myself, because three key features it's going to have is you can schedule newsletters for a time in the future. You don't just have the send now button available, so you can schedule them for the next day. You know, I usually, when I do emails, I do them at night and schedule them for the next morning. The other one is you're going to see segmented stats of the open, click, and deliver rates. So then you can create smart lists from those people. And I think that's probably what you might be excited about is people who didn't open it, you can create a smart list from them and then email them again like, hey, did you get my email? So yeah, I'm going to try to push for it. Don't want to overpromise. Let's aim for somewhere around October, about a month from now. And hopefully we'll have at least the first iteration of that online for you guys.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah, good question there, Stephen. Very excited about that one too. All right, Leanne's got a hand up here. A good friend, Leanne.
Yeah, hey, I've been concerned about the SEO for individual post type pages and category pages. And since you haven't responded, I just was wondering, is there something I've missed? Is there a workaround? Or are you going to address it anytime soon if there's not a workaround?
So you're looking to add custom SEO content to specific post and post category pages?
Right. Like right now, there's no control over, very little control over category pages, but the individual post types pages, you can't.
Yeah, let me show you how to do that. I think maybe it was missed in my response. Let me show you what you can do here. Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully this will set you on your path. So let's go to the front end of this site for a second, and we have a post type here called. I think this is the blog right here. So that's a post type, right? So let me just copy that URL for blog, and I'm going to say create static page, and I'm going to put the URL in here. And follow me here, Leanne. So what you want to do is under page type, I think you want to select post search results page. And when you do that, you can then link. I actually didn't need to put the URL there. It knows it. So the page type is post search results page. And you can link a post type. So all your post types are here, Leanne. And I guess I was doing website blog. And so I can just save that. Let me just do that real quick. Category, you can say only apply to the main page. Basically, you don't have to select a category, just the / blog page. Let me save that for a moment. And when I do that, I can go to SEO settings and I can do, the meta title is Jason, Leanne. Let's just go ahead and save that just for a moment. I'll show you how you can hit the category pages afterwards too. So if we go to view page here, we can see let's go to the source code here. So now we can see the meta title of the page, is here, Jason. The description, you can of course hit the keyword and also the social, as well as add custom content to that page as well. So if we wanted to do page content, I'd say this is SEO friendly content to enhance this page. And of course, you can add videos, images, and more here as well. And we did do this in a webinar, so I'll send you the link to that video in just a moment. But let's go ahead and save this real quick. And let's refresh this page. And now we have the results and we have read more, and this is SEO friendly content. And what's even better, Leanne, and I hope I'm showing you what you're looking to do, is when you have that SEO content here, you can actually choose the position of it. So right now it's inside of a tab, but you can also have it above the member results, below the member results, above the body content altogether, or below the body content. Let's put it above the body content, and we can add a hero section. Let's do that together with a background image. And then I'll show you how you can hit a category page as well. Let's do this one and say this is SEO H1 for this post search page. Of course, you can control the colors and whatnot, everything you can do in the hero section of a page. Let's go ahead and save that. And let's refresh this. So, well, this is not a good color background. It's white on that, but we can see the text here. And we have my SEO friendly content here as well. This was above the entire body. And even better, let's just add a color overlay over this, and the text color will do black. That's fine. And you can even add a CTA. So you can say join, and you can say add your blog articles or events, whatever it might be, and we'll do an extra large button, save the changes. And again, there'll be a replay of this video. I know I'm going quick. So here, just for the blog page now, we've added SEO-friendly meta tags, SEO-friendly H1, and you can add an H2, call to action, whatever you want it to be, as well as custom SEO content here as well. If we wanted to do the same thing for a post category page, and I'm not going to go through all the steps to create the page, but if we go to new web page, and we'll go to page type and do post search results. And this one will do the blog article again, but we want this to be for only category 1 of our blog articles, or whatever the name of your category might be. The different post types, you choose your own categories. And then you can follow all those steps again and enhance the SEO settings, the hero, and the custom page content for that. And let's actually just search the chatbot, how to add custom SEO content to post search result pages. Let's see if it gives me the article real quick here. So let me share these links with you as well. Here, how to turn post and post category search results page into static pages. When you turn them into static pages, that's when you have the added value of adding even more enhanced SEO to those pages.
Okay, so that was the big thing I was missing, is turning those into static pages.
Gotcha.
That'll solve the problem.
Beautiful.
Okay.
I'm so happy you were on this webinar.
Okay.
Sorry you were banging your head against the wall for that, but thank you for asking.
Okay.
Cheers. All right, good stuff there. All right, let's move on to Michael here. And I know I went quick there, Leanne, so the replay you can slow things down. All right, Michael, I've unmuted your mic. It looks like you're self-muted there.
Yes, good afternoon. My question was on the options for picking a basic page that's free. When members sign up for that basic membership, there's no place for them to put their name. So I've got a bunch of members that just say member for their.
Gotcha. Let me help you out there. So let me share this article with you, and then I'll show you how to do it real quick as well. If you want to share your site, we can do it on your site together as well. We can just go ahead and add it together.
Stagehands.live.
Okay, so what we can do here, let me close some of these windows. And I know I'll go quick, guys, just the way that I am. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the first name field to the sign up form here. So let's go to your toolbox and form manager, and we'll go to the front end of the site as well and look at that sign up form, and we'll see the change happen. This is your basic plan, free to join.
Yes.
So we're going to edit the free sign up form. So it's good you don't have it customized yet. So here it is, member sign up free. We're going to go ahead and customize this. And here's the form, and we can go ahead and just add it at the top here. So we'll add a field, single line text, and we'll say enter first name. And the database variable is important, so I believe it's first name. Let me check the documentation real quick. Let's remember first name. There we go. Yep, first name. If you're doing this on your paid sign-up plans, guys, that's what it's showing the difference here. On your paid sign-up plans, if you're customizing and adding the first name, you want to add member underscore first name. There was a conflict with the name of the credit card, name on the credit card, conflicting with the actual name of the person who is joining. So if you want to add a first name field to your paid sign-up pages, use member underscore first name. All right, let's just go ahead and save this here. And then we'll do a quick sign up test together. So it looks like it's there. Do you want to also collect the last name or just the first name?
The last name too, just so it's got a full list. I find that the basics will sign up and then they don't come back right away.
Gotcha. So let me do this, first name, last name. All right, that should cover it. Do you want to make those required fields?
Yes, please.
Sounds like it. Okay, so let's save that. Those are required now. Okay, let's look at your sign up form now.
Perfect.
Great. So there you go. You have first and last name here. Let's do a quick sign up together. Let's do Jason. We'll do some, and we'll do jj@jj.com. And it's processing request. Okay, let's go on my dashboard here and see if it's pre-filled my first and last name now. Basic information. There we go. First and last name are now there.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Good question there. All right, we got some more hands up here. Joe's got his hand up again. Joe, let's see if we can unmute your microphone there. There we go.
Hello.
How's it going, Joe?
I'm all right. Sorry about that. I couldn't figure out where the button was. My question here is just a little off from what you're talking about. My question is, I am in Canada, and we have language laws here. Language laws.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
So now, my French speaking clients, when they get an email, I had one that complained. He says, we're in Quebec here. He says, why don't you send me in French? Is there a way for them to actually get to say that they want French correspondence?
Yes and no. There isn't like a switch that would like send them alternate emails in French. And I know, by the way, I'm very familiar that the double, quadruple work the Quebec and English and French make in Canada. It's out of respect and also law in many cases. All street signs, etc., need to be in both languages. Anyways, there's no silver bullet for it right now. However, if I was to think about how to do it, let me show you real quick what I would do. There's a couple things you can do. In a nutshell, what I'm going to suggest is you have an alternate membership plan. You clone all your membership plans, and you have one that is, premium plan -French, premium plan -English. And what that does is most of the emails that get sent out are based on the membership plan. So the two main emails that they're going to get are when they sign up, they get the welcome email when they sign up. So that can be in French if they're signing up to the French membership plan. The next one where they're going to get a lot of emails are the leads. So if people are sending them messages from the website, then the lead emails, you can clone them. And when you go to interactions, member leads, again, not a silver bullet, not going to be 100%. And let's be honest, they still speak English. However, if you go to auto match workflows and click on edit, you can create alternate workflows, add another action. That's what it is, add another action, and you can choose which membership plans this action corresponds to. So it could be your premium plan French members. And again, I know it's extra work. And when that happens, you can choose the email to send them. So it can be the French version of your email. So all their lead emails can be in French with this action in this case. So that's with regards to the leads, is basically creating additional actions. We have documentation on it, and you can learn then to you clone your email templates, rewrite them in French. You could probably ask ChatGPT to just rewrite this in French, paste, and then now you have a French version of your email and choose that for your leads. Lastly, I would do this. I would then segment and bucket your members into smart lists and choose the membership plan like premium plan French and create a smart list. So, French, or you could do all French members, right? Because you can click multiple. So you can click all your membership plans that are French. You don't have to do one. And then create a smart list. Make sure you hit search and then hit a smart list. Then when you send newsletters, you can make sure that you're sending the English ones, the English newsletters, and the French ones, the French newsletters. So again, it's a little cumbersome, but if you have to do it, those are the few things that I would recommend doing. And besides a little bit of sweat equity, it shouldn't be any more complicated than that. And that should get you about 85% there.
Wow, I'm laughing here because I actually have 14 different plans.
You have 14 plans on your site. Okay, now you have 28.
Okay.
There's another thing. I mean, because a lot of the emails, again, because they're based on the membership plan, that's why I was routing you to that. There are ways where you can have them indicate that they are a French member. Like in the verification, they can, instead of a verification tool, they can choose that they want like French correspondence, and then you can create a smart list for that. But that would just cover the newsletters that you're sending monthly or however frequently. It wouldn't cover the automatic emails the system is sending right now.
Okay. Is there anything coming up in the future that can help us so we won't have to do any of this?
Yes. So what you can do, there are, and I'm just thinking on the fly and outside the box. The majority of the time, the emails are sent to the members because an action was taken place. A review was left for them. Someone filled out their lead form. So what you can do potentially is turn off all those emails. There's a few areas where you can turn off the emails for leads when a member receives a review. And instead of having emails go through your brilliant directory system, what you're going to want to do is go to the developer hub, and you're going to want to utilize webhooks. And like when a member review is submitted, and are you familiar with the webhooks at all, or is this foreign territory?
It's not foreign. I haven't used it, but it's not foreign.
Okay. So what happens when a member, let's use a member review as an example. Currently, when a review is submitted, an email goes to the member from the BD system saying, hey, you've got a new review. You can turn those off. And when a review is submitted, that data is sent to the webhook. And then in Zapier or Pabbly or another automation tool, you can have indicators of if it should be in French or English, and then have another platform send the email that way. That way you can keep everything on your site. As long as we can tag a member as if they want French or English correspondence, the webhooks would be the next best thing, because when a review is submitted or a lead is submitted, those are really the two main things where they're going to be getting correspondence, and we do have webhooks for those. So you can turn off those emails that come from the BD system and manage them from another third-party platform, and just do like a if-then statement funnel where if they've requested French or English correspondence, then it just sends the emails. Now you're just rerouting. You're just, when a webhook data goes out, you're routing if it should then send a French or an English email.
Okay, so when they sign up, I have no choice. I don't know what language they want.
Sure. So of course, you can ask in the sign up page how we just customized for the gentleman, Michael, adding the first and last name, add a custom fields of preferred correspondence language. And when you have that piece of data in the third-party integrations, you can utilize that for your if statement on if they should be sent in English or a French email. So when they sign up, in that moment, the sign-up data is sent to the webhook, and when you're doing the check, the webhook will have all the information, including if they wanted English or French correspondence. Then you can route them with that using that data.
Cool. I'm going to try that out.
So the short answer is not impossible, just requires a little configuration.
It's going to require a bit of work.
Okay. Good luck.
All right. Very good.
C'est la vie.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think that's French. Okay. We got Milorad. Milorad.
Yes. Hi, Jason. How are you? Long time.
Fantastic. What kind of podcast microphone are you using? That's what I need to get.
Oh, it's just my MacBook Pro. I'm not using any Snowball or anything like that.
Wow.
When I do my lessons, I'm a professor at a college. I use a more professional mic, but it's good, this one, eh?
It sounds great.
well.
Yeah. It sounds great. What's the question for us today?
So the question is, I have 3 platforms. I have enough members now where I no longer accept free memberships. I don't know if, enough with the gravy train with the free members. One is called CanadianMadeProducts.ca.
Okay.
And I'm also Canadian. And that was a nice, the previous question with the language stuff. I have to do without myself. What I normally do is I just use copy and paste translations and get back to my customers manually. But back to my question, basically, it's no longer free. I have thousands of members on all platforms. How are people still getting in? So there's still members that are getting through the back end somehow. I don't know if they're bots or real members or signups.
Can we check
There's
out
not that many.
Can we check out your site? Let's check it out together. What's the site?
Yep.
The Canadian Made Products?
.ca. That's right.
Let's check it out together. There's a few things you can do maybe, and if something is fishy, we should report it to the support team so they can investigate it. So if we go to your membership plans first.
This one's only has one membership plan only. I left it as what's it called now? This one here, the loyalty VIP, no basic fee.
So this
Hold on
one,
a second.
okay.
That's that one.
So this has a 30-day free trial.
Yeah, but if you go to the website, there's only one available for them from the user perspective.
I'll show you what people are doing. Okay.
I left those dormant because I might bring them back later, right?
Okay, so you didn't really make it dormant. Let me show you how to make it dormant. But so people are coming here and they're just changing the 1 to a 2 or a 3 or a 4 until they get to something. So there's probably a link somewhere. If we go to 5 here, general users, a sign up. So what you can do is this. This is the account they're signing up as that you don't want them to sign up as, general user?
Yes, or the other ones, basically. I can void all 3, but
sure. So
for now, I want to leave them.
What you want to do is this. Hit edit, and let me just search for disable. Yep, there it is. Search for disable public sign up pages, and set that to yes, and save the changes. It's not going to affect any existing members, and another thing you can do, just to belabor the point, is if they do slip past the goalie, so to say, disable the sign-up page, but also after sign-up, set them as inactive or on hold. This way they can't even activate their own account if they wanted to, setting them to on hold.
Yeah, that I knew. That's good too. Good reminder.
So those two. And lastly, let me just check your login form. So if I go back to, can I save that as disabled, the general user?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So let's go to the sign up page now, and it should say something or take me back to the home page. It just brings me back to the home page. I'm gonna go to your login page here. Sometimes there's links down here. Yeah. So you have a link down here. It says create free user account. This is what people were coming here and clicking this link here, not a registered user. Maybe, do you want to just get rid of these 2 buttons and just have the regular login form?
Oh, so that's what it was, eh?
That's
I got
what
like
it
these
was.
back buttons.
Yeah.
Because I figured people don't know how to change the 2 to a 1 to a 3 to a 4.
They're coming
That's
from
too
the
clever.
login page. Yeah.
I get it.
If you want, I can just hide this here, and you don't need to have that anymore for right now.
I'll screen capture that because I'm going to apply it to all my other 2 platforms.
Sure. I'm going to put that in the chat here so you can have it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
There you go. And we can add this on, it just needs to be on the page level, or you can add it to the design settings. If you're going to add it on the page level, just go to advanced and page style CSS, just paste that. You don't have to put style tags in this, just put the CSS and save the changes. So not only is the sign up disabled now, there's no link to it here either.
Okay, unless I allow it again, I go back and then change
Exactly.
it around.
You're the one in charge of that. So there you go. Any other questions on that?
Just one more quick one. With all the members that I have now, which is like, let's say over 3,000 for this platform, I know I can export my members as a CSV file, and then I have to use a client like MailChimp or Constant Contact to get a hold of them, just to give them, an introduction letter to get them signed up. What do you guys recommend for reaching these people? I know unless they're signed up on the newsletter, I can contact them through our platforms. But if they're not signed up on the newsletter and we have to reach out to them independently, do you have like a preferred platform or a recommendation of a way to send these mass emails?
So you can do it through Brilliant Directories. Well, they've registered to your site. They've already opted in to receive marketing material from you because they signed up as a free member. That's
Okay.
That's them.
But they're not registered through, but not the newsletter though, right? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. The newsletter is just another call to action for people to get on your newsletter. But anyone who's joined your site as a member has already opened themselves up to receiving correspondence from you, whether it's transactional emails, company updates, etc. Later, you can give them the option to opt out of those, but from a practical standpoint, they've technically signed up to receive correspondence from you, just like when you sign up to any platform. But let me help you out here, though, because you said 3,000 of them or something. There is a limit.
I got 12,000 on the other. I got a lot. Can you send like 10,000, or that's spam pretty much?
No, if they've registered, it's not spam. But anytime you're going to email that many people, I like to send it in small chunks because there's always something wrong with the email after you send it. Something was misspelled or a link didn't work. I was off even after you do a bunch of tests. So I like to send smaller batches, and after a few reliable sends, then you can email the rest of your list. That's just good practice to do, unless you're a sharpshooter. So when you're sending newsletters, you are limited to 1,000 recipients here. However, you can connect SendGrid. SendGrid is the platform that BD uses to send emails. You can connect your own SendGrid account here. There should be a Learn More button here. But you can use your API, and it'll send there's no limit as what you can send from the newsletter area. So let me just ask the chatbot here. SendGrid integration.
I love the chatbot, by the way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That should have a Learn More thing. But if you want to send more than 1,000 in a single newsletter, just here.
That's okay. I can do 1,000 for now. I just didn't know that was possible, believe it or not.
Yeah, it is possible. No, if you're emailing people who have signed up to your site, it's not spam. You obviously don't want to burn the list and give them a bad experience by spamming them like poor emails. So I sent you the link.
I've been very careful not to do it yet. That's
why. But look, people are always happy to receive positive news, company updates. It lets them know that you're working hard on for them, shouting out other fellow members, and also giving them opportunities to engage or upgrade their account on their site with obviously value for them for doing so. So again, people have different strategies for how they send emails, but you can export the list and do it through MailChimp, or you can just quickly set up a SendGrid account. Actually, the per email send cost is much cheaper using SendGrid. They're more of like a commercial solution. That's why we're using them for the integration. So for our cost for our customers when they're doing this is fractional compared to something like Constant Contact or MailChimp.
Exactly. So how do I do this again? Is there an article about this with SendGrid, or I just have to look it up?
Yeah. I think I put it in the chat here. So this article explains it. It provides the links to SendGrid account. So you just give them your credit card, get your API key, and plug it in here, and then the send limit goes away on in your BD admin.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Good questions, and good luck on your website.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I think that's a good place to stop there. We got our good Canadian friends joining us on the webinar. And David, thank you so much for putting these slides together with the BD Helpbot. It helped us in the webinar today. So you guys just ping it some questions. Most likely it'll give you a favorable answer of what you're looking to do. You can find it in the support center, right in your website admin, and also in your website's dashboard. Lots of lab updates. The next webinar, guys, will be in 2 weeks. We're still going to be in September. Yeah, we're still going to be in the month of September. So we'll have a webinar in 2 weeks. We'll post the replay in our Facebook group, brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. We'll post the YouTube link in just a few moments. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, this was tons of fun, guys. We appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you in the next webinar and also in the Facebook group. If we didn't get to your question today, please ask it in the Facebook group, and we'll do our best to answer it for you. Cheers. Have a great day and a brilliant week.